Well, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump continues to get amazing news when it comes to the early voting metrics. And we knew it was going to be better for Trump and the Republicans in 2024, but now real experts are saying, listen, based off of some of these early vote numbers, if they maintain and they stay where they're at, this is a total blowout. It's an annihilation. And we've also got the betting markets reacting to it, and Donald Trump basically with like a 30-point lead. I'm not even kidding. At this point, it is an absolute blowout in terms of that. But you can see the North Carolina early voting, 14 days to go, 2020 versus 2024. It really is crazy. It is basically tied. You compare that to where we were in 2020, the Dems sitting plus 352,000 to where it's basically, almost, Democrats are on 20K. This is a crazy difference, and we knew it was going to be closer, but this is remarkable, and we would expect Trump to win the day of voting. So if we've got basically a tie in North Carolina, obviously there's a ton of people unaffiliated in North Carolina, like it's almost a third, so that's really what's going to decide it. But still, this is good news based on the early voting. You're seeing more enthusiasm for Trump, and for the Republicans, you compare to 2020, you compare to 2022, obviously comparing the midterms to a general election is not an amazing idea, but still, just when it comes to the amount of people that voted early, because trying to compare it to 2020 is hard with it being during the heart of the pandemic, Trump is looking amazing in terms of the North Carolina early voting there. You've also got Kamala Harris for the second day in a row, and with 13 days left, not doing a single rally. It's almost like they know they're going to lose, and if you don't want to say they've given up. I mean, they've got the CNN thing tonight. I think it's a town hall. I'll be doing a live stream reacting to that. But it's just like, this is crazy, man. And remember, these Democrats got so mad at Hillary Clinton for not campaigning in the Rust Belt in the final days. And Kamala Harris has done so many less events than Trump. Like, that's why it's funny. They tried to say Trump's tired and everything like that. Look at the events. Look at the amount Trump's spoken to the media, everything like that. It blows Harris out of the water. So it's like none of their stuff, none of their talking points actually stick because they're just not true, or they're not telling the full picture. And it's like the second, like after all the stuff that they said about Hillary, but like, why would they not be upset? Like, there's 13 days left. How are you not out 2 straight days without doing anything? Trump is doing Rogan on Friday. He's doing Madison Square Garden on Sunday. This is a knockout punch. Trump is going for the knockout blow this weekend, and I think he's probably going to get it, honestly. It's already 65-35. Imagine what happens when Trump does Rogan, and now Harris has declined to do Rogan as well. They've given up the election. I mean, it's such a massive swing, and that's even before Rogan. That's before Madison Square Garden. Harris, there's just no energy with her campaign to the point where she's not even doing rallies now. So that's the reality there. 2 days without doing a rally, 2 weeks before the election is pretty crazy. Nevada Republicans currently surging. Right now in rural counties, the GOP leads Democrats 73% to 11% in early voting. On mail-in, it's 46-28 in favor of Republicans. And if it becomes a trend, as the polling expert says, this election is very likely, in terms of Nevada at least, going to be won by Trump. And obviously Nevada, we said there was a better chance Trump wins Arizona than Nevada. Well, now Nevada's swinging to Trump as well. It's every swing state. Trump's going to win every swing state. And now even you're looking at possibly the next state up, which would be Virginia, maybe a Minnesota, starting to move a little bit in terms of poly market. You've got Georgia, Real Clear Politics. This is very important. Georgia's Real Clear Politics polling average in 2020 was very accurate. It had Biden plus 0.8 at this time. Biden won by 0.3. That's a 0.5 difference. Now it's got Trump plus 2.5. In 2016, it had Trump plus 4. I think he might have won by 3. It's been very accurate in Georgia, the Real Clear Politics average. So Trump being out by 2.5, that signals about a 3-point victory in Georgia based off of how accurate it's been. And it's not like that with every state. Obviously, some of the states are very inaccurate in terms of the polling numbers and the aggregate being against Trump, meaning they overestimate Democrats. But when it comes to Georgia, it looks like it's relatively accurate, which is good for Trump because he's up 2.5 right now. North Carolina Republicans, again, won the early vote yesterday. You can see the early vote totals. Republicans at 110, Dems at 101. Very impressive there. Politico, the clock is ticking on Kamala Harris. You've got Trump going on Rogan Friday. Sunday, he does Madison Square Garden. He's blowing Kamala Harris out of the news cycle, and it's the absolute knockout punch this weekend. And you've also got The Atlantic completely self-combusting and just blowing up, where now they're calling Trump Hitler. They're lying about Trump, saying false things about him being racist. And it is a complete mess. And you've also got, look at this, 65, almost 66 to 34. All of the swing states. Michigan's almost to 60. Wisconsin's at 57. Pennsylvania's over 60. Georgia's up to 73. North Carolina's up to 70. Arizona's up to 75. Nevada's at 65. Virginia is slowly maybe moving a little bit. 17% chance for Trump. Maybe that's the next one to move. Minnesota as well there. Obviously, Ohio's going to go to Trump. Listen, I don't know what the max bet is, but Ohio's guaranteed victory for Trump. I think so is Texas. They're both at 94 right now in looking at that. New Mexico might start moving as well. If we get more polling out of there, maybe there'll be some positive polls. I know there's supposed to be a Virginia poll that's going to be released soon. We'll have to see if that ends up shifting anything. The Senate, now it's up to 83.5. So it just keeps, the Senate just keeps going up for Republicans. And it's mainly because of that Ohio race. Moreno now at 63% going up. And also the Rust Belt is getting closer with all of these Republican candidates making some headway, possibly one seat coming out of the Rust Belt, maybe two for Republicans. I mean, these odds are just going way up. Montana is obviously over. Sheehy's going to win it. Nevada, it's going to be tough for Sam Brown, but there still is a chance. Arizona, Carrie Lake up to 20%. I think she was at 17, so she's even up. Ted Cruz, we saw a poll where Ted Cruz was only up by 1, but he's got around an 80% chance over all red as well, according to the betting. So you've also got Florida. Obviously, Rick Scott's going to win that, we would expect, with Trump winning Florida by possibly as many as 10, 11, 12 points. And then you've also got, if you want to just take a look at this, and this was moving yesterday pretty aggressively, it's the popular vote. And Donald Trump is actually up to around 40%. So yes, we've seen, and you look at October 20th, where Trump was, it was 70-30, and now it's I mean, at one point, Trump got up to around 43%. We might actually get to where Trump is even with Kamala in terms of the popular vote. That might happen after the Madison Square Garden rally, because Trump's got Rogan, Madison Square Garden back-to-back. Harris has nothing. Harris, knowing her, she probably won't even do an event. So Trump, this is going to get, I think Trump might go ahead in terms of the popular vote. Trump might lead the popular vote after this weekend, after Madison Square Garden. That's how crazy it's getting. Why is she not doing events? Why has she given up? She doesn't care. Her campaign hates her. She screams at her campaign. She's miserable to work with. And she says, I'm going to lose. I don't care. I'm tired of it. You're all dumbasses. And she's rage quit this campaign. And she won't even do a rally and come out. And now she's doing a town hall that's all staged. This is crazy, crazy stuff that's happening right now, guys. You have right now the number one top bet in terms of the balance of power. It's a Republican sweep with a 49% chance, and it's gone up. I mean, look at this. This has gone up. It was up. Remember, it was up. Remember when Biden was about to drop out? It was at 52, 53%. It went all the way down. Now it's back up to around 50%. Republicans sweep. They win the House. They win the Senate. They win the presidency. That is the most likely by far, by over times two. Look, it's 49. The next likely is 22. This is very, very good news. And remember, this is the whole thing with Trump and the ripple effect with the popular vote performing well in it. It's going to help the Senate races, or excuse me, the House races down ballot. And so this is also going to be big. So it's all blowing up in Democrats' faces. They're trying to try and keep the Senate. It's not going to happen. There's just far too many. There's far too many seats that Republicans can win at this point. Will Trump go on Joe Rogan? Obviously, wow, you could have made a lot of money off of that. Obviously, yes, Trump will go on Rogan. It is a virtual guarantee. It's going to be happening on Friday. And I think they're going to upload that episode on Friday, I'm hoping, considering Trump's big rally is on Sunday. You want to get that up ASAP so people can react to it and clip it and everything like that. And I wonder if there's actually a bet on how long the podcast will be, because that's another thing people are wondering. Will it be over 2 hours? Will it be an hour 30? Because, you'd like to see it over 2 hours, but it's just going to be great either way. It's going to be amazing exposure. And really, this podcast is going to run cover for anything the Democrats try and do over this weekend. They really can't release anything because it's just going to get pushed to the back burner. And they're going to try and say, well, we're not going to cover the Rogan episode or the Rogan podcast because it's going to make Trump look good, but it's going to be all over social media. It's going to be everywhere. And Harris has declined it. She won't do it. So she'll probably just sit out and probably not do anything on Saturday. Seems like she is, I mean, their campaign has got to be so demoralized at this point after where they thought they were going to be. They got all the fake polls where they were leading, and even they were leading the betting. They were. And now would you look at it and everything comes home, and I said it was going to be 65-35, and it's 65-35. It's 30 points for Donald Trump, 30-point lead for Donald Trump according to the betting, and it's not just Polymarket. It is all of the sports books that have Trump around 65, even Predict It, which has been more liberal. They've got Trump as a big favorite as well. Excuse me. They've got Trump as a big favorite as well. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.